Are you a nice person who got tired of being taken advantage of for your kindness? Feeling preyed upon and victimized? Here's the hard truth. You allowed it to happen. It's time to stop complaining and take charge. Stop being just nice. Become dangerous. Unleash your inner potential and become a force to be reckoned with. In our last video, we explored why men should strive to be dangerous. Today, we delve into how men could achieve this transformation, mainly following Peterson's powerful insights. Being dangerous doesn't mean you should be hurting people, but you should be capable of doing that with ease. Like martial artists, you should be dangerous, but disciplined and controlled, which brings virtues. Otherwise, you may confuse weakness with virtue. Being harmless doesn't mean you are good, but it means you are weak. You are just like a rabbit. In a threatening situation, you can't do anything except get eaten. It's not virtuous. If you're a monster and you don't act monstrously, then you're virtuous. Hero has to be a monster, but a controlled monster. If you are not capable of cruelty, you could be absolutely a victim of anyone who is cruel. One thing you should start doing is to say no to what you doesn't feel fits your purpose. You cannot negotiate unless you can say no. Saying no will certainly evoke conflicts. Generally, if you are an agreeable type of person, you will naturally avoid conflicts. But if you can't say no, then you won't be able to negotiate and you will keep losing. If you were naive and got victimized, then what you should do is stop being naive. The way to keep psychopaths away is by developing your inner psychopath. If you got victimized, you would be feeling resentment. Resentment has different emotional layers like disappointment, anger, and disgust. Watch those emotions which are flowing within your mind. If you watch your thoughts over those emotions, you could see how dangerous your thoughts are, which is a bit misaligned with what you think you do or you are capable of doing naturally. If you could integrate those aggressive feelings, impulses, and fantasies into your character, then it's like you are opening a dialogue with that part of you which is very forceful, dangerous, and stronger. Integrating this comes useful since when you are in a situation where you feel bitterness due to some act someone did, you could respond in a way which could remove that bitterness. Maybe you will point it out as wrong, talk back, or even act appropriately. Often it may be the right thing to do. Being potentially dangerous could avoid you from being victimized. If you are being oppressed in your life, first notice that you are being oppressed, and then notice the feeling of resentment that you are having since being oppressed. What you have to do then is to talk it out. If you are wrong, that could make you straight, and if you are right, you could straight up the situation. Another thing is that you should change your perception of anger. Anger is not always negative. The capacity of anger is something that gives you force. If someone chases a cat with a broom, the cat will run. But if the cat gets cornered somewhere, then it will attack. Fear will facilitate either freezing or escaping. But sometimes fear won't be the appropriate response in a situation. Anger could suppress the fear. It is one of our valuable psychological tools at our disposal. Anger is an antidote to the terror that would otherwise freeze you. So a practical approach to develop your shadow fundamentally is radical honesty. Express it. There's a bunch of things about you that are underdeveloped which really needs to be taken care of in order to sustain and win. These things you've avoided looking at because you don't want to look at them, or dealing with them gives a feeling of being out of your comfort zone. You really need to build those up, since if you want to face the dragon, you have to build those which will eventually transform you to a hero who could face the dragon. One thing you could do is start keeping track of situations, like where you walk away from situations and then think that you should have said or done something at that time. You could write down those situations and then think through and write down what you think you should have done. This is going to help you be sharper and more ready if sort of the same situation or condition occurs in future. After writing down the situation and what you think you should have responded back in that situation, then sit and imagine the situation as vividly as you can. Get the pictures in your head and imagine yourself doing that, and try to get the psychophysiological responses up as well so that you make it as realistic as possible. This will actually help you practice. Once you practice this again, define the situation repeatedly. Define your proper action repeatedly. Practice implementing that in your imagination, and then start to do that in your real life. If you write down what you should have said, if you'll find out what you really want and what you really think, and that's your shadow talking. That's the best way to think about it. It is that the part of your brain that wishes it would have done something different is the shadow associated with the aggression. Integrating this shadow part would strengthen your character. You should be tough enough to handle hard situations, and you may be aggressive instantly for that, but you should be able to immediately transit to tranquility after that. You should not always be like a monster. You should be able to transition from a hyper-aggressive masculine warrior to a gentleman at an adequate pace. Now let's dive into the skills, mindset, qualities, methods, and actions you need to cultivate to become dangerous and invaluable. First, Peterson suggests men need to confront their fears and take responsibility for their lives. Start by setting clear, achievable goals. This means identifying what you want, planning how to get there, and then taking consistent action towards those goals. It's about personal accountability. Second, physical strength and fitness are paramount. Peterson advises engaging in physical activities that challenge your body. Whether it's weightlifting, martial arts, or any other rigorous exercise, pushing your physical limits builds not only your body, but also your character and discipline. Third, cultivate your intellect. Peterson emphasizes the importance of being well-read and knowledgeable. Educate yourself continually. Read books, engage in meaningful conversations, and stay informed about the world around you. Intellectual strength complements physical strength. Fourth, master the art of communication. Peterson often speaks about the power of articulate speech. Practice expressing your thoughts clearly and confidently. This skill not only aids in personal and professional relationships, but also in standing your ground during challenging situations. Fifth, face adversity head-on. According to Peterson, resilience is built through overcoming obstacles. Don't shy away from challenges. Embrace them. This builds mental toughness. And remember, being dangerous also means being compassionate and empathetic. Balance your strength with kindness and understanding. Sixth, build your network. You need good and valuable connections to be powerful. Powerful allies could elevate your danger potential. Finally, embody integrity. Live by a code of ethics and principles. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Integrity not only commands respect, but also ensures you're dangerous for the right reasons. To be dangerous, in Jordan Peterson's view, is to be capable, resilient, and virtuous. It's about striving for excellence in all areas of life. Remember, the true power lies in being strong yet compassionate, assertive yet understanding. Embrace these principles and watch how they transform your life. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more transformative content. Let's embark on this journey together towards becoming our most formidable selves.